Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Indoys, and welcome back to Agrarian guys. On the last episode, we did some Bonecraft stuff, and we finished up the You're a Wizard Steve questline. This episode, we're gonna do a lot of just kind of random things. I have a couple systems that I want to set up. I haven't prepared too much for this, so it is going to be kind of a stumble. But one of the first things I want to do is I want to deal with these bees. So this austere queen has the effect of creeper. I don't want that. And something else I'm going to need is an excited queen, I believe, which is a valiant drone and a cultivated. Let's see if I have those up here. I have a bunch of cultivated. I'll have to go look and see if I don't have cultivated and valiant and all that. But I've set up a couple of machines to deal with this austere queen, and the first thing I want to do is I need to get a genetic template, a blank gene sample. And I also need a genetic template, yes. So I need more tin. Can you make some more tin for me, machine? You had tin. Okay. I don't know why it was doing that, but whatever. So if I put the blank gene sample in here, a long time ago we got a non-effect serum, and I believe if I put that in there, yeah, it's going to use both of those, and it's going to give me, it's going to use it all actually, and it's going to give me a gene sample. And then I believe I need to combine it with this. I get the blank gene sample back, so I'll just throw that back in there. And if I put that in there and my queen in there, it should give me the effect none. I hope this works. If it doesn't, then I will return to bees in a little bit. But some other things that I want to do today. One of the quest lines that I have for the hoarding, there's a couple of these I want to start working on. The 16M storage is going to take a ton of storage cells, and I've already started making some of them. But I forgot I was going to do something different with that. We'll get to that in a minute. So let's see if this queen survived, which it should have because it's a effect none. Awesome. So it should have survived because it had it's a pristine bee. So that worked fantastic. And I believe the effect none is still in there, and I can use it. I almost want to say I can use it indefinitely. I hope I can. That would be nice. Let's see. Got a bunch of cyanide. I don't know why this isn't working, but I'll let it do its thing. It's working well enough, and if I ever need to add some more yellowite, that's not a problem. So some other things I've been doing off camera have been kind of minor. I've been getting slime balls. I've been doing stuff with the mushroom soup. Waiting for enough wood. And we're almost at enough tomatoes for the main quest. But we'll get to that probably in the next episode. The reason I came down here was to see if I have some cultivated. I have 2 valiant princesses. That will work. And do I have a cultivated drone. Awesome. So this is another bee that I want to take advantage of the none effect. This one's not nearly as bad, but it's still pretty bad. The combination of a valiant and a cultivated should give me excited. I'm going to need another one of the lab wares, which I can make more of. That's not too big of a deal. And it's pristine, so let's throw that in there and let that do its thing. Do I have monostatic, indigo, the forest are doing their thing as well, and then the seedy. I can't remember which ones I needed. Bees and trees. So I need the mellow combs, which I don't have that many of. So what I might do is, or I'm actually getting close with that. I actually don't know what the queen over here is going to need, but I have the excited queen. I forgot to look at it before I did that, but the excited queen needs redstone. That should be simple. Normally will have the lightning effect, so it will basically rain lightning up here around the bee, so that's not good. And redstone, I need a redstone torch, so there we go. And you know what, let's just make a new industrial apiary. Hopefully that doesn't take too long. I'll look at that in a second. So let's put the torch there. Why is it taking forever? Let's go see. But the excited queen will give us, they're essentially redstone combs. So that's good. I need to go down. Oh, it's missing bronze. Let's get some. Let's get copper and tin. No, not tin. And let's get this going as soon as I can. Oh, cool. That's empty. That's not, but that's okay. So I'll get those cooking. While I'm down here, I had said in the last episode that I wanted to get some new things going downstairs with the auto growers. So let's actually grab like a bunch of bones. I think I grabbed 5. Let's grab 6 stacks. Oh no, I grabbed 5. There we go. So the auto growers down here was growing spice leaf, white mushrooms, and onions. I want it to grow blueberries, blackberries, and cranberries. Now all of these will allow me to get the vinegar. I guess I could only so the vinegar is going to be, I'm going to need a lot of it. And I'll put a couple of stacks of bones down here. And let's get rid of all this stuff. Awesome, this is finished finally. And it's still gonna be using, it's still gonna have a lot of biofuel. Which isn't a big deal, but I'm gonna need to get that taken care of. That's another thing that I'm gonna do off camera, for the most part anyways. What I might do in this episode is crap. I know how to fix this now, so it's a little bit easier. Let's get a tank. No, not that. Just a normal tank. And if I put this on the side, it should. And then I detach that and do it like that. Hopefully. I think I lost like I lost a very tiny amount of tin. Because I put 2, which sucks. And I just lost some bronze. Maybe. So let's do that. Pump it back in. Turn it off. And fix this. I hate that when it happens. I forget to turn that off and bad things happen. So if we throw this over here, it should be good enough to get me the apiary. And I will probably I'll deal with this later, honestly. Let's get just one more tin and throw it in here, or bronze rather. So industrial apiary, it should be crafting it up. Okay, it still wants more. Did I never teach it how to make bronze? That might be a thing, because I have plenty of bronze in there. Does not look like it. So let's teach the machine how to make bronze real quick. Encode. And yeah, my industrial apiary is there now. Awesome. Okay, let's head on up and get this bee started. And yeah, the austere, we need to do a couple more combinations with it. So once it dies, I'll deal with that. But let's get the excited queen. It should be okay up here, so temperature's normal, everything's fine, so that should be good. I'm gonna let those run, and we'll come back to that probably at the beginning of the next episode. We'll just breed the bees and all that kind of fun stuff, because they can just do their thing up there. So we got the berries growing down there. I'm trying to think of what else I want to do. Okay, so something else that I was seeing in the quest for the hoarding is this 16M storage, which is stupidly long and complicated to make. I need a tera storage cluster, which takes 3 gigas, which takes 3 megas, 3 kilos storage. Basically, I need a ton of storage cells, a little over 2,000 if my math is correct. So, storage cells, if I'm not mistaken, take basic processors, which takes these basic processor assembly. Now, I believe I've taught my AE system how to make them. So, I'm going to tell it to make just a bunch. Let's do 16,000. And it's probably going to run out of things. In fact, it already is. So if I look at a quartz cutting knife, I'm actually going to encode that. So clear quartz cutting knife. Let's grab some sticks. And can I actually get some Certus quartz? because I want to, if I can, does that work? Yes, encode that. I'll just put it in there. So it should make it. I forgot about the silicon. Silicon. Yeah, silicon, not silicone. But that's okay. So it's going to make a bunch of those. And actually, I want to grab a whole bunch of Certus dust and throw it in there. Now this is going to take forever. So I want to make some more redstone furnaces. So what am I missing? I need machine frames. Let's make 8. And then that's going to need glass, isn't it? Probably. Oh no, I think it made all 8. Awesome. We're also going to need bricks. So I need to cook up some clay. Let's just cook a stack. That's fine. I think the easiest way might just be go old-fashioned. And it's also going to take furnace. I forgot I have to click up here. It's going to take these. So I want 8 of these. I'm out of gold. Oh, that sucks. Or not. Okay. And then the bricks. That's all I need. So we'll come back to that in a little bit. Now that will help me kind of speed things up with all of that. Then there's this resonant flux capacitors. So the resonant flux capacitors, I'm going to need to make a lot of those. And I need a lot of Enderium. Now my machine already knows how to make pyrothene dust. Electrum, I can get it, and Invar, I can get it. That's not a problem. So the only thing it doesn't know how to make is Enderium, which is also kind of complicated. It's an induction smelter recipe. So that's, I don't think that's going to be too big of a deal, but this is going to be a little bit of a challenge because I need to ender pearls and stuff. So I'm going to need a couple of things. I'm going to take that off for one. I'm going to keep the input up there. So I need an interface. And I have one. Awesome. It's pre-configured. Whatever. So I want an interface here. And I want it facing down. So once I connect this, it should allow me to place things in there. So I need some IMI cable. And it really doesn't matter. I want an import bus, I believe. Oh no, I want a fluid import bus. So IMI cabling. And the fluid import bus will go there. And then I want to tell this, rather than the side, I want to export to the back. And that should allow me to get resin ender into my machine. So if I put 4 ender pearls in there, it's going down here, and it should, yes. So I have a bucket of resin ender. So I want to click that, and I want to get a bucket of that. Now I have to remember how to do that. So the fluid crafting chamber can do everything, right? So I need to put anything that has a fluid in there. So if I want the Enderium, I'm going to need silver dust, I believe. Shiny metal and tin. So it's platinum and tin. Do I have any tin dust in here? I don't know if that will work, so I believe it's up here in this other chest. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of pulverized tin, so let's grab some shiny ingots and pulverize that. So pulverizer, let that go. And then if I pop down here, pulverized shiny metal, I should be able to do that. And if I put this in here, I think if I go to Enderium and I ask for 4, there it is. Awesome. So the next thing I want to do is if I take ender pearls. Let's do 4 again. And I think I want to do something along the lines of clear. 4 ender pearls is 1 bucket of resin ender. So if I put this in here, I think this should work. So if I do 1, it should do that. And there's that. So if I grab another bucket, I just want to make sure that this works the way I want it to. So I have the Enderium and the ender bucket. So if I look at the Enderium and I want to craft one, it's going to automatically, it should be smart enough if I can go up. It did. No. So it's not going to be smart enough to do that. I don't know if I'll be able to figure out a way for it to do that. But if I do it like that, I should have the Enderium now. Yeah. So I'm going to have to do this somewhat manually. Basically, I'll have to request the resin ender buckets. But that's not a huge issue. The other one that I want to do is redstone. So if I magma crucible, I think it's 5. I basically just want to teach my system how to make, oh no, it's 100 each, so I need 5 more. It's 10 for 5. I want to teach my my AE system how to make each of them, each of the liquids, and I should be able to store Yeah, 5 different fluid types, so that's not going to be a problem. So if I come down here, do this with the destabilized redstone, and I come over here and tell it that 10 redstone equals 1 bucket. I should be able to teach the A system how to do this, and now I can request resin ender or destabilized redstone. So awesome. Let's just put an ender. I only have 5, so it should be an issue. So there's that. How are we doing on bricks? Good enough. So the next thing I want to set up is, actually I need the other 2. So we'll get back to this in just a second. Now one other thing that we're going to have to do, and I'm going to set up a system sort of like I have had before. Oof, I made more than I intended. So I want some stone barrels. In fact, I think I want 10 of these. I'm also going to need some liquid ducts, fluid ducts, and item ducts. And let's just grab a chest for good measure. And I want to come down here and find an area close to a lava source. I can always expand this lava source, so this will work. And I want item ducts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's F7. Still looks bright enough. Let's get another one right there. And 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so we have that, and then I'm going to need a bunch of levers, and I'm actually going to want another chest. So let's just a lot of stuff in there. I'll deal with that in a little bit. I want another chest for 1. And I want levers, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Let's just go ahead and grab some tanks. 4 will be enough for now, because I don't want to strain my system too much with this. But essentially, one of the quest lines has us making endstone, and I don't know if the recipe is in here, but you can make endstone by putting resin ender on sandstone, but there is another way that I believe works. I might want to test it before I set this up, but if it doesn't work, it's not a big deal. But we want all these to be extracts. And extract mode, and then I think if I just put like that, and then fluid ducts in the side, and item ducts on top as well. Let's put another fluid duct like right there so I can jump up here, and item ducts as well up here. And I think I'm going to just connect these like that. And I want, let's do input, output. And I want to put a block there with a lever. So it's going to be similar to these. I could have saved a lot of levers, but it's not a big deal. I don't really care. But then this needs to go over here. Actually, it could have went like that. Make it look a little bit nicer. So if we hit that like that, and then do that, it should start draining lava and putting it into all these barrels. So that's what I wanted. This is really simple. This is a really simple setup, and hopefully it works. I think I have plenty of lava, so I'm not too concerned with it. So let's grab glowstone. I'm going to need to use half of this at some point. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This will give me 640 endstone if it works. But it's also going to take that much lava. So if I do this, and this should be giving me endstone. So yeah, that's working just fine. So that will give us endstone, which we need for another quest. We need 1,000. So once it's done with that, we'll be over halfway there. Now I gotta remember what I was doing before this. Alright, let's make the redstone furnaces, and we'll get those powered. I kind of want to take them up there. So redstone furnace, do I see it? It's right there. So if I do this, I ran out of copper. So we got 8. That's great. I'm debating if I want to put it. I think I might. Actually, I might do something right here. Let's do it right over here. So we're gonna put. How do I want to do this? I need item ducts again, and I'll grab a couple more chests. So I want to input and an output chest, and I want item ducts and the power lines. Let's go ahead and grab a stack of those. Ew, that's not going to be enough. How do I make these again? I need to fill these, which is electrum and hardened glass. Do I have... I don't have any hardened glass, so... I do like that area because it's kind of out of the way, but it also doesn't really work too well for me. So let's grab some obsidian. Let's go ahead and get this started. Pulverizing. Then we're going to need lead. I think it's just ingots, right? Hardened glass. I can't... It's been a while since I've played too much on this. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, it can be ingots. So let's just use that, because it's going to be simpler. induction smelter. And then we're going to need some electrum, which I've got quite a bit of. And then we want some redstone. Let's turn that off for a second. It should be all going into here. No. Oh, wait. Okay, there we go. So, how's my obsidian? Should be done. Awesome. So let that smelt, and I'll come back for that. Ooh. See, that's what I was worried about. So let's come over here. And I guess I'm going to have to do this in fairly short bursts. But honestly, a lot of it's probably already... I mean, yeah, I've already gotten quite a bit of the stuff that I want. The endstone. Been a long episode for me. I don't usually do this kind of thing. So I want to see... let's go see if we have the hardened glass yet. Like that. Let's make just a whole bunch. And those are going to do its thing. Let's throw another stack in there just for good measure. And yeah, so I need more food too. So let's get some more grilled cheeses. Hopefully next episode I'll be a little bit better prepared. This is still cooking up. It's silicone, which is what I'm going to be trying to help it with this little setup. So I want to have an input chest, and I'll have an output chest over here. Why not? And this will do something like this. And what I'll do is we'll have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, I did it perfectly. 7, 8. And I want to pick this up, put it over here. F7 mode. Still looks good. Wow. That's actually a little surprising. In fact, I might have already had F7 on, but oh well. So this is going to be input. This is going to be input. So I'm also going to need levers. But I think having everything go into the out of the back might be easier. So out of the back will be output, bottom will be input. So I get to do this for all of them. And this is going to be something else that I'm going to want to and I think if I do because I'm going to want this to be on, do I have to do it back here? Round robin. So it's going to go to all of them evenly except for this one, which is going to be dense. I think that will work. And then I want something like this. So it should go in through the top, out through the bottom. My grilled cheese is done. Some of them are. It's enough for right now. And then I want some more levers. Maybe a little bit more methodical about placing my levers this time. So if we do that, and then that should make that one line up. No. How do I want to do this? Can I can't put levers there, but I can put them on top. That works. I want them all facing the same way. And then I will also have to go in here and tell them to ignore redstone signals. So the last thing, or second to last thing, is I want that always on. And if I go back up and grab all of my redstone energy conduits, you know what, let's throw one more piece of redstone in, or two more. And then we'll throw our bucket in there. And then we're going to switch this back like that. So then I can come down here and empty my bucket. And now I can, let's see, those can go back. Let's run let's see. I just realized I can't put these. I can't put those there. I'm gonna have to put them on the front face, I think. Or I could run blocks along the back. I might just do that. Be easier. You know what, I can just do something like this. And so, not there, but here. And then we put a block here and do that. Okay, they're all running, and for the last thing, we just gotta connect power. So there we go. Give me that back. So these should, oh, they should all have power. It's gonna drain from that, which is empty. Ew, that's not good. But that's full. So these guys are probably struggling. So that's something I'm gonna have to be aware of. But if we get some Certus dust, like, let's do 4 stacks. And we dump all this in there. It should, yeah, it should transfer it around. And then those should all end up in here as silicone. So hopefully that works. I think, so soul sand is something else that I need 10,000. I'm gonna slowly get that. Eventually I will repurpose some stuff, and I think what I might do off camera is just kind of we're getting lava slowly. I think that over there just sucked a large portion of lava all at once, and that was just bad overall. But we've got a lot of energy just lying around, so I think why isn't that working? Did I tell it to stop transferring stuff? I hope not. I did. Alright, so I guess one last thing real quick, and then I think I'm going to call the episode. I'm going to do some stuff off camera. I'm going to make, so I'm going to work on getting, I'm going to make the resonant flux capacitors, because that's just going to be some crafting, and it's 30 of them. That shouldn't take me too long. I'm going to let the endstone run every once in a while. I might even up my lava production even more. I haven't looked at this in a while. There's a lot that is cobblestone, which tells me that this isn't enough. So I can extend this. This is not a problem. It's not that resource intensive. And I might actually have a separate one down there just for that system. In fact, that might be what I do. I'm going to get more sticky pistons, so I'm going to work on getting the slimes. I'm going to increase my power down here, so I'm going to extend this as well. So I'm going to extend lava generation, and then lava generation is going to give me more power generation. So I'm just going to do a lot of maintenance type stuff, prep work and whatnot. I'm going to make a whole bunch of the processors so I don't have to let this kind of wait. Because one thing I did want to check. Alright, they are getting here. So I just throw a whole bunch of silicone in here. Yeah, it just made a ton of those. So that's going to be what I do with that. We'll take a look at that later. I will keep putting some more bones in this because, well, if we just make a whole bunch of bone meal right now, I should get a lot of berries. This is what I want to take on right now. So let's grab a fluid duct and a QDS and a lever and get this started. Do I have any more QDSs? I do. And a fluid duct. Alright, so this is the Fueling the Void quest. I'm going to continue to work on this. I need to fill this up like 100 times or something stupid like that. It's an insane amount, but it's one of the last quests we have with the Go with the Flow. So select task, and let's do that, and we'll just put a lever. So Fueling the Void should be getting, yeah. So I'm going to let this go and drain, and these guys are going to also put into it, and then I'll just kind of reset them, put all the dyes and everything I have back in them, so that should kind of take care of itself as well. Next time, I'm honestly not sure what we'll do. We might look at some, I don't know, but now that I can make the Enderium whenever I need it, and the redstone, I can go ahead and make the the resin ender. Now I can go ahead and make the Enderium ingots and the flux electrum blend. That way I can go ahead and prep for these ritual stones, and I'll also kind of do that with the stone, which is also why I wanted the redstone furnaces. So I'm going to do a lot of prep work off camera, and hopefully next episode we can get a lot more done, and we might even be able to complete some of the stuff over here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and until the next episode, yeah, I don't even know where I was going with that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this anyways. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!